Hello, welcome back to Footycorn TV. This is We're the North Bank. I'm Sparks. Nice to see you. If you're joining us, please make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe and sharing it out to all your mates and whatever. Any comments you got, stick them in the comment section, and we'll try and get them through to them at some point through the stream. We're joined by, I'm going to announce T first, just in case he has a heart attack and leaves us because he's early. How are we, T?
I'm good.
Yeah, you bought an o'clock.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's nice to see you before Fergie time.
added time for tea. But yes, we're joined by Arsenal Domination again. How are we, Dom?
All good, mate. All good. Obviously feeling better after Sunday, but that always helps. But,
it definitely does help, especially against that lot. But
one of my best mates is a Spurs fan, so it's been an enjoyable 48 hours.
I've got a few, but that, funnily enough, I bet if we'd got beat, I bet they'd have been on the phone to me. But funnily enough, it's been radio silence. So
no, he's been engaging in relatively good spirits, but still thinks that Gabriel should have been sent off. A goal should have stood, and if it had, Spurs would have won that 4-2.
I don't get the Gabriel sending off. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. They said that he should have been sent off the last game. I think it was probably a little bit more likely in that one, but this one, I don't think it was a sending off. And you see every defender on the planet do that little bit of blocking. So I just, it wasn't a foul. And in fact, he run into the back of him more than anything. So,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I told him that. So that's been the main thrust of the discussion. But I asked him if he'd like some grapes because mine had gone sour and felt appropriate for him.
Yes, I bet that went down like a lead balloon as well.
That and telling him Igor Tudor was a silver member.
We'll get on to that because that was quite funny, wasn't it? It's they seem to turn all the managers. Anyway, SJ, welcome in. How are we, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, thanks. Other than receiving a bus lane infringement ticket today, £80. Which I am gonna appeal. I've been watching Lincoln Lawyer, so I got my lawyer hat on. I'm ready for my day in court. If I can show you the pictures, I got a case. There's a case to be heard. So
were you in your limo at the time?
Yeah, my missus got one because she blocked a bus gate, and the bus gate is like it's the width of a bus, right? The traffic lights were green, and she was driving. So she was actually moving, and the thing snapped her while she was moving.
Wow.
Going across the bus gate.
And it's nearly impossible to avoid them where you are.
This was in London, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, either in London or Manchester. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, where it was coming, it was basically coming across the road. And she drove. It snapped her as she'd blocked it, but the lights were green. She was still moving. So you're like, well, you haven't blocked it, have you? So yeah, it was a bit weird. Yeah. A little update before we go anywhere else. Atletico Madrid beat Bruges, however you want to pronounce it.
Depending on where you're from.
Depends where you're from, exactly. So they're the first team basically through the playoffs. So they're in with Man United, aren't they?
No, they'll play Liverpool or Tottenham.
Man City, sorry.
Atletico Madrid they'll play Liverpool or Tottenham.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Man City can end up playing Madrid again in the round of 16.
Yeah. So City can get Madrid or, as it's looking at the moment, Bodo Glimt, which should just be their luck, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But there we go.
Well, City struggled against them.
Against Bodo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was cold, and none of the players are used to it, despite Haaland, obviously, definitely not being from Norway.
Yeah. So Haaland actually comes from there, and he's not used to it apparently. So yeah, it's a bit weird. How were you feeling before the North London derby? Were you a bit kind of subdued? Were you kind of just mulling on with things, a bit depressed?
Incredibly stressed. I was doing my daughter's birthday party on Sunday. I was feeling incredibly stressed.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of the football, obviously, I don't think anyone could have been happy at all after the Wolves result, especially losing it so late in the way we did, and it made it a big one. My only nervousness going into the Spurs game, funny enough, was they've had 12 days rest and they've got a new manager. And is that feel-good factor? Because, I mean, me and you, Spots, talked about Spurs under Frank Howard. There was no feel-good factor. No one really gave him a chance. It was sort of a horrid atmosphere. Did that, change things sort of similar to Michael Carrick? But I always felt we were stronger than them. With the injury list they had, I felt relatively comfortable. They were my two worries, and I did expect us to win. I mean, I didn't expect us to win as well as we did. But I was kind of excited to see us bounce back and to get back. I like the way that the players and the manager spoke in the aftermath of it, and felt relatively comfortable despite those two little bits of nervousness. So I was feeling relatively good and calm, and I think the first 5 minutes, helped me feel a little bit better as well. Looked like we were on it.
Yeah, was that the same for you, T?
Well, funny enough, I wasn't really bothered about the game itself because I knew we were better than them. Spurs have been terrible. Worst team this calendar year in the whole of EPL. They've not been able to win. I can't remember the last time they won a game. So they've been really bad. Like I've been saying, like most of us have been saying from the beginning of the season till now. If any team is going to beat Arsenal, it's going to be Arsenal. That was my worry. So that was why when we went 1-0 up and barely 90 seconds after, Declan Rice did that error and they equalized, like, it's happening again. But why do we have to be the ones to shoot ourselves in the foot every time we are up and ahead? But good kudos to the guys who were able to rally themselves back, get themselves back into the game, and 2 minutes into the second half, boom, Eucharist scores again. And from that moment on, you sort of had the feeling like even if they scored, we were going to score more because we had the chances. And if we had been more ruthless on the day, probably would have scored like 5 or 6. I mean, Saka missed 2 chances that he could have scored. I mean, granted, the second one, Eze was following up, and then Eze scored. So I was really bothered. I was more bothered about the players' response. That's what I was bothered about, not the game itself. I was bothered about how the players would respond after the draws against Brentford, and then the way they drew against Wolves, the worst team in the league. So that was what I was looking out for, because we are playing 2 London derby games back to back. We've beaten Tottenham in 1. We're playing Chelsea next. And these are games on paper that we should win. But we all know how derbies go. Sometimes a goal can change the game. That was why that Raya save at 3-1 was very, very important, because we all know what derby spirit is. If that goal had gone in, it becomes 3-2 with 10 minutes to go. We don't know what could have happened. So derby games are always tricky. But I'm just happy the boys were able to get their act together. Everybody was involved. Everybody in defense, everybody in the midfield, everybody in the attack. Everybody was involved on the day. Gyökeres was involved massively. Eze, Saka, even Odegaard. So that's the thing. The boys probably know now that this is the business end, and they've been here before. They've fumbled here before, at least two seasons back to back. So they know that they have an opportunity right now to do something great. So that's what I believe, and I was happy for the results. So on to the next one.
It's about time they know about it if they don't know about it by now. So yeah, it's absolutely it's got to be time, hasn't it? But yeah, SJ, what were your thoughts, mate, going into it?
I love North London Derby Day, to be honest. I mean, I was probably one of the first 20 people inside the ground on the day. I was there so early. I just love, I love the away days there. especially in recent years since they lost all their world-class players in Harry Kane and Son. It's become more of a formality that we get a win there. So I wasn't too worried. To be honest, they have a lot of injuries, but there's no excuse because we all get injuries. And they seem to be self-inflicted if you read the reports. They're looking into everything. They're training, their diet, the grass, all sorts.
I thought it was just us that got injuries, SJ. That's what I was told. Actually, sorry. I've just interrupted you very quickly. Can I interrupt on a serious point? You were obviously there earlier. What did you make of the? And sorry if this is a question Spock's going to ask. But what did you make of the Tottenham Stadium announcers pre-match rant?
Yeah, it was weird. It was odd because it was like a Delia, but before the game. It was like, "Where are you? Let's be out." It was like one of those rallying cries before the game. It didn't really. It fell on deaf ears. But the problem is, at the same time, they were doing their there was chants from both sides, so it kind of got lost in the actual ground itself. But yeah, I thought it was a bit weird. I mean, they got to try something, you know. They're coming to the game as underdogs, poor form, like T said, this season, injuries, and we're just a better team. But yeah, I did get there very early. I saw the players come in. I saw the manager come in. Something I don't really usually see, but that's how early I was there. And you can see, I mean, obviously you can say everyone was ready for the game, but the players looked very relaxed. Eze looked relaxed himself, looked very happy, looked like he was man on a mission before the game. Obviously, I think they know the team the day before they had the game, so he knew he was starting. And we all seemed focused. What I would say is we got there about 3:00, the team. Tottenham didn't seem to arrive until 3:20, which seems pretty late for a 4:30 kickoff, you know.
I didn't realise Tottenham arrived at all.
Still waiting.
Yeah, no. just in terms of preparation. I mean, they're professionals, so they're probably fully prepared anyway. But I would have thought it would have been a bit earlier there, just to get switched on and relax and ease yourself into the game. But yeah, it just didn't matter really in the end.
A couple of quick hellos before we carry on. Khalid, evening guys. Hope you're well. Evening, Khalid. Hope you're well too. Wolves games killed me, but North London derby revived me. I think we're all kind of in that same boat, mate, to be fair. I've seen enough of Better Call Saul. I can help, SJ. Yes, fair enough. And Richard Simpkin in the house. Thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you're hitting the likes and subscribes, sharing the live. That'd be much appreciated as well. Yeah, we had a few changes in the lineup. Obviously, Eze was starting, Hincapié was at left back, and Saka was back in his usual right wing spot rather than the 10 spot, which I particularly was pleased about. And we were starting Trossard. What were your thoughts on the starting lineup? Anybody can go.
I'll jump in. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit annoyed that Eze, not that he started, but he's a player that I would have brought in previously against Wolves. I thought, obviously the opposition wasn't great Wigan, but I thought he had a very good game, and I thought maybe I'd just give him a run of games, with Odegaard being out, Havertz being out, could it be that man to fill that role? And I've always said Saka's best position is on the right wing, and he's our best player out there, so I thought we were weakening the team, bringing him inside. It was like he may be the best inside, he's also our best outside. So just I think Eze in the 10 is better than Noni on the right in terms of production, in my opinion. So I was happy.
Sorry, with... so just explain that. So Eze is what? What? Say that again. Sorry.
Eze in the 10 is better than Noni on the right, as in production, as in.
Right. Okay. I see what you mean. So when you say in Saka and Mwengi together, and Saka
Eze
and
or Saka.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
It's a weird way of kind of putting it. It's a bit odd, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I was lost my train of thought. Yeah, I mean, we had games where we missed chances to rotate a team into like maybe Norgard for Zubimendi against Wolves. So in this game, I dubbed it must win, take 3 because we've lost our last 2 games or drew our last 2 games, which are both must win, and this would seem like our final roll of the dice. And given that Man City won the day before, there was a lot of pressure going into this game, and I think Mikel Arteta had no choice but to play strongest 11 available. And I'm not here for excuses about players that are tired or not. If you're out there, you need to perform. You're being judged on what you're doing on the pitch at the time. That's why you've been selected.
Yeah.
We probably pay millions and millions to our scientists and our therapists. So I'm sure the players are all been checked.
And they got a week off, right, this week.
And they get massage. They don't even feed themselves. They got someone to put spoon in their mouth. You know what I mean? They
exactly. And
they
do
say
the boom with the aeroplane.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm sure they'll. If you're out there, you're deemed to be fit and ready to go. So I was happy with that team. Yeah.
Fair. You same too.
Yeah. Well, for me, I mean, the only if that lineup was in any game, I won't be surprised, because I mean, it's usually Martinelli or Trossard. Gyökeres starts, and then Saka on the right wing. The only major difference was Eze for Odegaard. The defense line is the one that has been playing for the past the past couple of games. And yes, I mean, some of us have been saying that maybe let Timber have a rest so that White can play, rotate the left back. You know, you have Lewis Kelly or Calafiori. From the news I'm getting, Calafiori is probably not completely fit. So I guess that was why he went with Nkapie. And Nkapie did well on the day. I mean, the whole team was fantastic. The defense was very good. Barring that error that led to a goal, everybody was on point. So the thing is, Arteta, I think at this point in time, the whole team as a whole is beginning to understand everybody's strengths and weaknesses. Like, it's no coincidence that since the turn of the year, the most informed striker in England is Gyökeres. I mean, if you look at his number overall, it's still very poor for his caliber, for what we expect and what he also expects and the whole team expect. But since January, he's been consistent in scoring goals and being involved in the game. So it's a very good time for the whole team to gel and pick up form. 10 games for us remaining in the Premiership. And we have, like, how many games in the Champions League? Potentially, that's 2 in the 16, 2 in the quarterfinals. That's 7 games potentially.
Let's start with 2 and then take it.
Exactly. I'm just saying that. So
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I said potentially. So it's a very good time for everybody to be on form. And look at the goals they scored. They went through goals. Those were goals that if it was Haaland that scored those 2 goals, the whole media will be buzzing about it. But because the Gyökeres has not been scoring, everybody's still a bit reserved. Like, maybe it was a fluke. But those goals are goals that we've all been seeing in training. We've seen him take those shots hundreds of times in his training clips.
It was literally that training exercise. Did you see the training exercise that was up there?
Yeah,
it was literally the training exercise that he kind of set a drill up, but he literally set the drill up for everybody doing that. And that's when Saka basically failed with one. And he tried to skip it and just kind of get back involved. He was like, "Nope, you're out. As soon as you miss, you're out, mate." So yeah,
that's the thing. We have a striker that has a massive right foot, and is accurate. He knows how to shoot the ball. So yes, he's not the best on the ball. You don't expect him to be like the Thierry Henry that can go past 1, 2, 3 players with flair and everything. But he's a raw goal scorer. Get him the ball in the right positions, and he will get you goals. And his conversion rate is one of the best in the league in terms of shots to goals, shot on target to goals.
I think he's second to Ekitike, isn't he?
Yeah. So he's very clinical when it comes to that. So it's and if you notice, I mean, we all notice anyway. I mean, it's not even the elephant in the room anyway. It's like the room itself. Arteta didn't take him off. We all know at times 3-1 up, 65 minutes, 70 minutes, you take him up, bring on Gabriel. He did not. He left him in the game.
Because so he should as well.
Yes, so there's a reason why he's there. He's a point man. The defense is always weary when you have a striker that's big, strong, and can score.
The only time he should be taken off, in my opinion, is if Havertz is coming in for him.
Exactly.
That's the only time, because he can actually hold the play up. I don't think he should come in for Jesus. I think Jesus should come on to assist, to come in the Havertz role, if you like. But I don't think he should come off for Jesus. I just don't think he offers the same.
I think the only time you do that is if the game's done. You know, you're 4-0 up, you're 3-0 up, and you've
3-0, 4-0, exactly.
Yeah, but even still, you don't want to be doing that, do you? Really? I mean,
well, what I mean is in terms of in terms of giving him a 20-minute rest. You know, if the game's won with so many games to go. But I agree with you. I agree with you generally speaking. You know, I think that would be the only other time. But I think you're right. Jesus as part of a 2 is kind of where he is now. He needs to be in that 2 rather than as a 1 because there's just so little space, many players around him, and you know he really struggles on his own to operate in that for me.
Yeah, I don't care which way if he's got somebody like that, which way round it is, but he just needs to be with somebody because I just don't think he doesn't offer enough, and I mean he dribbles a lot anyway. Was it in the Wolves game or was it the game before? I can't remember now. But he dribbled past somebody and then he kind of turned around and then dribbled past somebody again, and then he turned around and dribbled past him again. And, you know, where are you going? what exactly are you doing? You're just going around in circles. At least when Erdegaard does that thing in a circle, you can kind of see some purpose in it. But,
he's looking for where he can release the ball to, as opposed to running around aimlessly.
Yeah, doing basically doing a Martinelli, but a mix between Martinelli and Madueke. Do you know what I mean? With that you remember the wind up toy scenario, right? So doing the wind up toy with a striker that's not striking.
I always associate that with what's his face, Anthony, the wind up toy. To be fair,
yeah, but a fidget spinner.
He's not alone. He's not alone.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think it's a South American thing. I guess they like to play with the ball. They really even back in the day when we had Sanchez. You know, when a lot of time, as good as he was, there were times that he rarely released the ball on time because South Americans just like to take that extra touch. They don't really like giving the ball away. They don't like one touch. They like to take the extra touch. So it's their game. It's the way they play. So I really can't knock them too much for it if it's productive anyway.
Yeah. SJ, what did you make of Saka's performance?
So this is interesting because when I got home, I did a couple of player ratings, and even when I went to work on Monday, a lot of people told me that Saka didn't have a great game, but I felt in the ground, I thought he's one of our best players. It's one of his better performances in recent memory. I thought he was good.
Good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just people comment on TikTok. You know,
I know why they say all say it doesn't have like a lot. I realize that a lot of these young guys, 26 and below, maybe even 29 and below, they don't really watch these games. They watch highlights, they watch reactions, and
I think they're just reading stats.
I was going to say he didn't get a goal nor assist. That's why he didn't play well. I guarantee it. No, and that's just not the way to look at it, in my view.
The clips that have been going on and on online were those chances that he missed, which fair enough, he should have scored one of them. But that's what everybody else is saying. They're saying the missed chances, and I say, he had a bad game, he didn't score. So a lot of them don't watch these games anymore. So sometimes I just ignore some of these arguments online because I know that some of these guys that they're either looking at sofa score, checking stats, or looking at highlights, not really watching the game. So, and I understand. I mean, the world moves very fast. 90 minutes in one place is too long for some people. So I understand.
I mean, well, he should have got an assist, to be honest. I'm not sure how he didn't get that assist. Does anyone know why?
Apparently,
there was a deflection.
They did a slow down of it, and Basuma, but it basically bounced off Basuma's foot.
Really?
But if it's heading in that direction, then surely it's it's an assist. I don't really understand.
It baffles me how it was, and it's the same with when the offside ones aren't given. I can just
somebody
not offside, the own goals. I mean, sorry.
Somebody in the dubious goals commission has Saka as his captain and somebody else has him don't have him in fantasy, so they're like, nah, you can't give me that assist. I want to win this weekend.
Oh, it's not very obvious to naked eye, is it? You have to really go searching for that nick because it's not very obvious.
It's at all. That's
it was really slowed down, and it was like off the back of his instep as well.
Okay,
it wasn't that clear. And to the point that even the video that was slowed down, I had to make it full screen on my monitor. So I don't quite know why that was a thing, but apparently that's a thing.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I thought he was lively on the day. He was beating his fullback when he wanted to. Obviously, the way Tottenham set up the three at the back, I think playing to our hands.
Funny enough, credit to FPL. They actually give Saka the assist on fantasy football. So
yeah, fantasy football, they're good like that. Yeah,
it doesn't bother them, does it?
Yeah, they can take two or three nicks. They'll give it to him, but yeah. Saka's link up with Timber. Look like the old days. Timber on the overlap, link up together for the first goal, which he didn't get assist for. A bit of fortune beating Pape Sarr, but he's still done all right with his trick. I like the way Saka beats his players. I know Noni does it the way he just knocks it and runs, or like a wind-up toy, as you say. But the way Saka beats his men is more methodical. He's not a pace merchant as such, but he will take little short touches, and he uses his strength in his body to get past players. And I think that's kind of overlooked sometimes as the people saying Noni's better than Saka at beating players. But Saka just does it in a different way, a methodical way, which is not really, it's not as sexy on the eye. You like someone just knock it and run, which is probably akin to these computer games that people play. I don't even know. Probably knock it on there and run. So yeah, I think that points to T's point about the demographic of the age of people who comment on these things that they see. Again, in the second half, he was right in front of the fans. He linked up well with Eze. I think him and Eze had a few key passes between themselves. Like T said, he had a couple of chances which probably worked against him in people's eyes. I thought he was unlucky with the first one because the keeper came out well. The second one was the one with the keeper. 1-2
the second one was a block, actually. The
yeah. And obviously the third one led to Eze's goal. He couldn't get out of his feet. But I think all in all, I thought he had a great game. I personally would have taken him off before he got injured. I thought Noni could have seen the game out, given Saka's come back from injury recently, and I thought the game was over anyway. So I thought he could have maybe given Noni the last 10 minutes and probably saved any injury he could have picked up in those last couple of minutes. But yeah, I thought Saka played.
He's not actually injured, though, is he?
I don't think he is, but just
No. I'm sure they came out afterwards and basically said he's not injured. Yeah. He's just he was protected, but he was kicked. I get what you're saying.
He
looked bad.
He kicked all over the place,
all the time. Yeah, he gets kicked all the time. Players to post. It's not really, if you're getting hacked every time during a game, it does take a bit out of you,
Yeah, and what gets me is this: for the first time he does it, it's like a crime of the century,
Yeah.
And you're like, what do you expect him to do? Just keep taking it all his career? You think he's just going to take it? He's just going to kick back eventually.
And if you look at the Tottenham team, they had runners and bastards. You know what I mean? Paulinho is a runner and a bastard. Basuma, a runner and a bastard. Just like to kick people. You know what I mean? Gallagher, he was play a bit more offensive, but he runs around and kicks people. So yeah, I thought just in the end, just they might lose their heads towards the end and just try and take someone with them, as they do. But yeah, I thought Saka played well. What did you think?
I agree with you, SJ, and Arsenal have also confirmed that he's definitely not injured. I mean, he walked off the pitch. He looked absolutely fine. It looked like one of those ones that hurts like hell because Xavi Simons. I don't think Xavi Simons intended to hurt him. He's just fallen on him. And at that point,
his leg got kind of caught in between him, didn't it?
Yeah. It was a
bit of a weird kind of impact, more more than anything.
I described it sort of, the equivalent of getting a stub toe, hurts like hell, but 5 minutes later you're absolutely fine.
Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin, love it. Yeah. I can't do that impression, but I can do that. But even that's not as good. But I mean, but I agree with you. I thought Saka was really, really good. He was starting to look like he's getting back that sharpness, and I think had we played Tottenham, 1-2 games later, in identical circumstances, I think he'd probably get to at least a goal, because I just think that some sharpness is coming back. And I think he just sort of finds a net there. But I also agree with you. I think 75 minutes for me, the game was done. I know Raya made that really big save, and I actually think it's important to mention Raya because he was coming into that game under big pressure after that Wolves mistake. Gabby's probably got to take some responsibility, but I think it's mostly on Raya there, unless Raya has called that and Gabby hasn't got out of the way, at which point it does change that. And we
I actually think I think it's the opposite way around, but I can see both sides of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's because Raya can see the whole picture and Gabby can't. But if Raya's called Raya's ball and Gabby's not moved out of the way, then that switches entirely. But but either way, he got absolutely rinsed for it. He was a man that was sort of being blamed for it. And he had a really good game, not just with that save, but he looked commanding. He was coming for balls, looked so confident and so up for that game. And I think he deserves a lot of credit coming out of that game.
He did have one slip pass, didn't he? That was a bit weird. But it didn't really come to anything, which was quite good. But yeah,
I feel like he's making a point because I know he's good at collecting balls in the air, but there was a few times where he literally didn't. Yeah, he made it way through the crowd and just collected that ball very early on, just stamped his authority on the game.
He definitely because he's normally been very quick to intercept them in the air, but he was like it was almost like he was like a second sharper.
Yeah, I think he did a very solid punch from a corner very early on.
Yeah.
He's not only a punch, he catches, but I think he just wanted to get there and just
that one he got down to as well. I don't think a Donnarumma style keeper. I don't think he gets down to that.
No.
That probably goes in, to be fair.
It's likewise who says that Donnarumma can make that Raya can't say because of his physical size. But yeah, I agree. I don't think Donnarumma makes that one.
Yeah, for sure. But Gyökeres performance, T. What are you saying about that, mate?
Well, I mean, you may go the whole season and not score, and then bang the brace in the London derby, and you are a hero. I mean, there's a reason why everybody's waxing about Easy. He scored 6 Premiership goals, and 5 of those 6 has come against the same opposition. So, but I mean, let's not take anything away from the guy. He's a good goal scorer. He's not the best first season at Arsenal, but he's coming up good, at least down the business end. I just hope that this continues. Like the pass from Timber for the second goal and for the second goal in the game. He rarely gets those passes. I mean, we rarely make those passes. It comes like probably once in every 4 games. Sometimes these players need to understand that sometimes you need to buy the lottery ticket. Sometimes you need to just gamble it. Is there, and let's not forget that happened because Saka choked the box, and I think Eze also was there. So all 3 of them were at the edge of the box. So when the pass came in, Saka ran into the box. I think it was Eze that was behind him, ran into the box also. So there was space. So the thing is, if you are playing with a striker like Gyökeres, who knows how to hit the ball, both from inside and outside the 18-yard box, find him. He's someone that if you give him like 5-6 chances in a game, you probably convert 2-3 chances. So I'm liking what I'm saying. And that goal was class. As it's been a while I've seen it was similar to the one Aubameyang scored in the 4-2 I think 4-2 or 5-2 demolition of Spurs. I think that was back in, I can't remember the year again, but that goal was similar to that from outside the 18. So he's a striker that can smack the ball. He can score. He just needs confidence. And if he gets his confidence rolling, he may end up hitting the 25 goals I predicted in the beginning of the season anyway, because there's still game and there's still time. He's on 15. He just needs 10 more goals and I'll be happy. But honestly, he needs confidence. He needs the guys to believe in him, give him the passes, and then watch him convert. That's all. I mean, we all know what he's capable of. He's shown us glimpses of it this season. And honestly, the only thing I'm praying for right now is no more injuries for these guys. I mean, Merino is a big miss. I mean, we all know what he brings to the table. So Havertz has been in and out of it. So we just need everybody to be fit for the remainder of the season. and let's see what happens from there. I mean, we are still in 4 tournaments. I mean, it's us and City at this point.
I'll tell you something. You just said that. If we have Mourinho against Wolves, we don't draw that game.
And Brentford.
True.
I'm not sure about Brentford. I think Brentford's a little bit different, but I definitely don't think we draw Wolves.
I think Brentford probably more Havertz and Moreno, to be fair, because I felt we lacked that physical presence at 10, which is not where I want to see Moreno. But I agree with you.
But I also think he's an under the radar. He's a leader as well, and he just kind of controls it from up there. And he does a lot of talking to the players, and he does a lot of cooling down and a lot of whatever. And that's kind of left to Rice, and it's kind of just his point. But when Marino's on, I think it's just that extra voice up front and a bit extra calming. Just keep it real, do whatever. But I don't think with Marino, I don't think we draw that game. So obviously that's hypothesis, but from what we've seen from him throughout the season, and he's been stuck into that position, that's what I take from that anyway. And just wanted to kind of respond to Cleed, because he told me to keep the faith with Gyökeres. It seems you're right. Just hope his form continues. I mean, I was talking from hopium as well. But the thing is, we also have to take it from a point of view that not every striker is going to hit the ground running. Not every midfielder is going to hit the ground running. Keepers are a little bit different maybe. But yeah, outfield players, that they take some time just to come around to deal with system changes, personnel, coaches, everything. So it's just could be food, it could be anything, just that they're trying to settle with. So yeah, you have to give them a bit of time, a bit of a grace period. I mean,
I was in the same place as you, Sparks, but you look at Gyökeres in particular, you go upheaval in his life. So that summer transfer was a bit of a saga. It kicked on. He had no pre-season. His personal lives in massive upheaval. He's moved country, albeit to one he's lived in before. He's changed the league. The system's very different. The Premier League is a much higher quality. It's much more physical. The style of play is, as I say, is very different because you've got less space, etc., etc. It was always going to take time, and you're right to say there was some. You're hoping it's there, but you could see that Arsenal were trying to adjust. He was trying to make you. You could see how the building blocks to him starting to score were starting to build. So I think you're right. It was hopium, but I think, as I say, it was an educated assessment that he was going to improve.
Yeah, I kind of like that the winger's kind of taken out of the situation a little bit as well, and he can go on that the left side, kind of breeze in a little bit, and then the winger comes in. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they're not occupying all the same space. And it's something I've been critical of when Eze and Trossard have played together in that middle to left kind of space together. They kind of take up each other's space because they're very similar style of players. And it was quite good most of the time that Trossard was kind of behind Eze as well, so he wasn't taking his space up. And I think that the common denominator is Trossard, that basically upsets everything because he tries to do too much on the ball. He plays on the wing like I consider the 10 should play. He has that extra touch on the ball because he's trying to make space and he's trying to do this, that, and the other. And Trossard seems to do the same sort of thing, and it kind of annoys me a little bit. But obviously we can't complain from what he's brought. But I personally think it's still an upgrade that we need to make in the summer. To be honest with you.
Do you not think, as a team, we made a more conscious effort to get the ball forward as quick as possible? Even when we recycled the ball, it was 1-2 touches back out wide, get it down channels, or find.
I think what kind of happened as well was the fullbacks were kind of told to stay back, So
and wide.
So they came on to us. So there was more space behind. So Raya could knock that ball to Gyökeres. And he was basically, well, I was going to say on the shoulder, but in Dragusin's arms most of the time, and basically being wrangled around like a bit of a rag doll, and the ref just kind of went, "Oh yeah, all right then, no worries." But the first time that Gyökeres did it to Dragusin on the edge of the box, and he kind of shoved him, it was a free kick. You're like, yeah, these rules kind of don't make any sense. Where the defender gets everything and the attacker gets nothing. It's a bit bizarre to me, to be honest. But yeah, for the most part, I think we brought them in so that we could play over them.
Yeah, you've just done me out of tomorrow's video. Because that's exactly what tomorrow's video's on.
I haven't seen your topic, you know.
I know. I think it's the second week running you've done that.
I mean, I haven't stolen. You can.
You haven't, because you didn't know. It's why I'm laughing about it, because I think it's genuinely like the third time in 4 weeks or something daft where you've no idea what tomorrow's video is. You've just done it. It's incredible.
Yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. I promise.
No, you couldn't.
I have no problem. I won't think you're stealing from me if you want to use that in your video. I don't really.
Oh, I'm going to record. No, I'm not going to re-record it. It's already selected. I'm going to bed after this.
Yeah. I'm really not fussed. So
no,
yeah.
I'm laughing because that's just really quite. That's tickle me. That's keeps happening.
Yeah. But when it was 1-1 at half time, was anybody nervous? No,
I really wasn't.
The only reason I was nervous, I was watching it at my in-laws' place, and I can't I was still animated, but not as animated as I normally am.
You were a PG version of you.
I was kind of PG, but inside I'm like frustrated as hell. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, what the hell? Yeah, I got back, and then Gyökeres scored, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can calm down now. So that was quite nice. But yeah,
just going back to the first half, what do you make of our? Because obviously we got caught out. Probably the fourth attempt. Our mistakes, which have been creeping in this game, obviously in the Wolves game, this is something that's been creeping up in the last few weeks. I mean, we literally got 3 warnings, maybe 4 warnings in this game, and then we just didn't heed the warnings, and we got punished. And what did you think of that? Do you think it's something that's going to continue? Because I don't know why. I don't know why we're doing these silly mistakes. We're normally so cool and calm at the back there. It's normally all controlled. But it seems to be our main players, our leaders, are making these mistakes. It's coming from that. And I would think it coming out and spying the team, which is the worst place to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with pressure or anything like that. I actually think it was the other thing, which is let's calm this ball down. And he was almost too calm on that ball. He was trying to keep the ball, show that we can play out, show we don't fear you. That was kind of where I thought was probably going through his head in that moment in time, rather than just smash it. Because against Wolves, we were just smashing it. And everyone's got, look at them feeling the pressure. They're smashing it. And look, nothing good about Wolves, really. I mean, that's slightly harsh, but you know what I mean? There was very little good, and we were smashing it rather than trying to keep it. And it was almost too much the other way on that one. That is one where it just goes. But I think that's what really led to that mistake. And I think it is just one of those ones of them trying to take responsibility, but trying a little bit too hard at times. What's bothering me is the fact we don't close down shots quickly enough. We're a little bit too standoffish.
Yeah. What do you put that down to, though? Who's responsible for that?
What, being too standoffish?
Yeah.
I mean, the honest answer is I don't know. I can't imagine Gabriel Heinz is sort of standing there, being the type of defender he was. Do you know what? Give him 5 yards and see if they can shoot. So no. I imagine it is just one of those ones of, I think, probably Timber, Calafiori, Miles Lewis, Skelly, Saliba are just naturally more of a sort of standoff defender. whereas Gabriel was probably that slightly more get to the ball, although albeit he didn't get out the other day to one. But I think it's probably just a natural inclination of their natural style defending. I know again it's completely different level, but I look at my centre half partner. He goes ball, gets ball. I naturally will drop and cover the space. So I think it might just be that more than anything else.
To your point, Dom, you watched the Man U game yesterday, the Man United game yesterday, right? You watched the game, Man United
I didn't.
game.
I was live on. I was playing and then live on the show, but I was only following.
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the goal that they scored from the pass from Mbeumo, this after when he made that run, he stopped and the defender stopped. Like I don't know, but if I was the coach or the manager of a team at that point, what I would tell my defender to do is to foul Mbeumo right there in front of you, hack him down, take the yellow. I mean, it's what in the 88 early
Man City style
minutes, because he's holding the ball up, he doesn't have help at that moment, and then you as a defender you're standing right there in front of him doing nothing, and before you know it, Sesko runs down straight at goal and he gets an easy finish. So, like you said, some defenders are like that, they are standoffish, and some defenders in that particular moment will try and go for the ball, and if they know they're missing the ball, will take the yellow card because he's not true on goal. So I guess it has to do with the players actually, because sometimes you see a midfielder in front of you, in front of your 18-yard box, he's teeing up the shot. Why are you still standing with your arms behind your back? Attack the player, force him to do something.
I don't want my defender with his arms behind his back anyway, at all.
But they all do it. Sometimes it's reflex.
Yeah, but they need to stop that.
They do it. Yeah,
you don't even get there's no handball for that anyway.
Well, I think it's a reaction to what they have to do in the Champions League because it is a handball, and I think I think a lot of it goes. But I agree with you. Like, just keep your arms by your side. I don't think you should be castigated. Let's say it gives given a penalty. I'm not castigating any Arsenal player that has a handball given against them in that scenario where their hands in a natural position.
Unless they're putting it like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's in a natural position,
Yeah. But yeah.
And to your point, T, I think those defenders have been phased out. I mean, I don't know the age profile everyone here, but back in the day, the defender, the statement was, the ball gets past me, you don't, or you get past me, the ball doesn't.
Yeah, they've got Tarkowski though.
Yeah. I mean, he was
still that player.
Yeah, he got ran past. Did he get ran past? Was he the one?
Yeah, but if he'd have taken the guy out, then it's a free kick anyway, isn't it? He doesn't get the motion on him because he's pretty similar to Gyökeres in terms of pace wise. He's from a standing start. He's not that quick.
Yeah, I don't think Tarkowski got there. He could have got there maybe, but I think at the time I don't think he expected Sesko to be that quick and break away that quick.
No, I was obviously talking about going against, going towards the guy that's got the ball.
I think he backed himself and then he thought, oh sugar, this is escalating a bit too quick, and then got handed 1-0
Yeah,
down.
he was quick, but he took a lot of time to kind of get there.
Yeah,
which is obviously where Gyökeres gets the same sort of thing. What were your thoughts on Mosquera when he came on for Timber? Both the actual substitution and the timing of it, and how he did.
I thought the substitution was probably the right sort of time. We know subsequently that Timber played despite getting the knock against Wolves because Ben White wasn't fit, and that's why Ben White wasn't on the bench at all because he got a niggle in training on Saturday. So I think that's probably about as much as Timber had to give. But I thought Mosquera came in and played really, really well there. He showed what a good signing he is, how versatile he is, how calm he is on the ball, and how strong he is defensively. I thought it was a really, really good performance again from Mosquera. I've been really, really impressed with him across the season. People talk about one mistake he's made, and it was slightly misjudging the ball and conceding a corner. That's his big mistake. And it will come. He will get bigger mistakes at some point. But
how many times has he made up for that? It's just
ridiculous. Well, exactly.
That slide in on can't remember who it was now, but I think was that in the Brentford game.
Brentford game, yeah.
Yeah, he just
yeah.
And he's done it time and time again all season, and I don't really see it as a big mistake when you concede a corner. Like, all players make mistakes at times, and if that's the worst it is this season, well, he's having a good season, isn't he? And I think Khalid said it perfectly here.
Yeah, I actually think that that Mosquera's really good, and I think that aerially he's got the same sort of traits as Saliba, but aerially I think he's got more than Saliba's got.
I think he's physically going to be more of a specimen than Saliba. I agree.
So yeah, but yeah, I completely agree. I think the timing of it. I thought the timing was really good from Arteta, and I thought that the movement he made and where you're saying there's no pressure on the ball, he started putting that pressure on the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was much more proactive, for want of a better word, in his defensive sort of interventions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like Mosquera because if you look at on the opposition team, you got like Jed Spence, probably a similar age profile, but you know you can see like Mosquera, he's no frills. He just comes in there, does a job, put his foot in, and I thought he's come on a few times at right back this season, and he's played well. I mean, speaking of the tackles, I think he played very well in the San Siro against Inter Milan. He made some last-ditch tackles there, you know.
Yeah.
He came on at Anfield away after 5 minutes, and he didn't concede. He scored a free kick.
Was Saliba injured then, though?
Yeah, Saliba came off after 5 minutes. He got injured in the warm-up.
That was Anfield, wasn't it?
Yeah, Anfield. Yeah, correct. Yeah. And so I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry. My bad.
It was another game. It was another game I'm going to refer to. No, he's come on. He's come on and done well this season, and I think he's just. I thought he could have possibly started against Wolves. Well, like I said, if Timber's fit, it's fine. I thought Timber being on the booking was a good choice to get him off the pitch as well. I don't know what the score was at the time. Was it 2-1 or 3-1 when he came off? Might have been.
3-1.
I can't quite remember.
It would have been 3-1, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they had the goal disallowed, so you know what I mean. You don't want to. We know we scored 2 goals back to back. What was it, last couple seasons back? So you know what I mean. It could change on a decision like that. So I thought it was good just to get Tim back to firing line, make sure they're going 10 men. And yeah, like you said, Mosquera's class and can just slot in at right back. He can slot that centre back. He's just reliable. And I think
it would have been 2-1. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, it's even there. You know what I mean? It's a tight game. You don't want to go down to 10 men because basically our season, in most people's eyes, resting on this game. If we lost, it's can be very difficult to possibly win the league this season. But yeah, Mosquera's top player, and hopefully he gets more opportunities going forward.
His ability on the ball as well is so good, isn't he? He can bring it out nice and calm as well. I think that's really, really important to remember as well.
Yeah, I think Simon's like that as well now.
He's doing sleepy up. He's in the game just to keep him.
Yeah. He's going to get told off for that.
Yeah,
he is definitely going to get told off for that one. But the only update in the Champions League playoffs is Newcastle 2-0 up. But they were through anyway, so they
were through before
through on 8-1. Inter, Bodo, and Bayer and Olympiacos are 0-0, but Leverkusen are 2-0 up anyway. And as it stands, Inter are going out. So that'll help the City.
It's going to be difficult for Inter to qualify because I'm actually watching a game on my on my phone, and it's really difficult. They are finding it very hard to break that that defense. It's very difficult.
I'm guessing they've gone full on low block.
No, not necessarily, because they actually they've also had their chances to score.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they are defending as a unit. If they lose the ball, everybody's coming back. Everybody, because they know that it's not onto them to go and score, so they can actually play that defense. So, I mean, but then again, the first goal in that match is going to determine exactly how it's going to go.
I have heard though, T, that Gary Neville wants to know why Bodo Glint aren't going all out attack.
Yeah, it only counts for Arsenal. That one.
Gary.
Definitely only counts for Arsenal, that one.
Just,
and they're not going to celebrate their goals either, right?
Yeah, one of them's allowed to, the other isn't. Yeah.
Just going back to the first half, what did you make of that the interruption? Just this ridiculous communication stuff.
I mean,
in the ground, we had no idea what was going on. We were just like, okay, what's happening? There's no.
That's all right, SJ. Nor did the refs.
They didn't either. But imagine that all these officials had flags and stuff.
I know.
Just go back to the old days. You know what I mean? Put your flag up.
I know it sounds bizarre, but on Saturday I was at a game and there was a disallowed goal for offside, and the referee walked over, had a chat with the official on the sideline because he put his flag up, and they had a quick chat, and then they decided the goal was definitely going to be ruled out. It was amazing. I didn't know it could be done.
I mean, they've gone all over the top with all this crap. So the geezer's got a bloody camera hanging off his ear hole. He's got the bloody microphone here. He's got the pack here. He's got the spray can here. He's got something here. He's got something there.
He's got more than Batman.
Yeah.
He's the only superhero I know. So
yeah. Big up, Hyper. How are we, sir? Guys, if you're in here, please make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe and sharing the live. That'd be much appreciated. Any comments in the comment section as well? Yeah, I mean, more's got to be said about that, really, hasn't it? The fact that the technology just didn't work.
Is there some rule on it, though, that when you kick off with the technology, that it has to be in operation for the game to continue? There certainly used to be a rule on that. Is that why it was actually postponed while they sorted it out? Because, of course, they had a similar issue at half time.
No idea.
I mean, I'd have to check. I don't know.
I think if you start with it, you have to have it throughout the whole
That's
game.
exactly it. That's what I thought.
If we start without it, I think we can play without it. But could we start with it? We have to get back to that.
That's what I thought, yeah.
I think that could be the case. But I mean, the one before the second half was the egregious one for me because they had the whole of half time to fix it, to test it out, and they waited till the players come out. Everyone got out, and can you hear me? No, I can't. Oh, sugar. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were in there from 3 o'clock, they had until 3 o'clock to test it.
Yeah, I know.
Or before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's really not hard.
This is a multi-billion-pound business. You know what I mean? People around the world watching. The whole world eyes on this game, you know.
I mean, I've only got one microphone, but normally before I go live, I test it.
I mean, obviously.
I mean, it doesn't matter for you, T. You were too early for that.
You test it. You have a backup, and you go from there. But it just seemed like there was no plan B. It was just plan A, and if plan A fails, that's it.
Yeah. Did you feel like it broke our rhythm because we were breaking through quite a lot at that point, and then it just kind of seemed a little bit inconvenient, let's say.
I think it definitely gave them a breather and gave them time to regroup and maybe like strategize as to how they're going to attack this game and probably assess how we started the game. You know, it was like a free timeout for them essentially. I do think it interrupted our flow. But I thought we responded well as well, you know. After that, I think we still kept the chances to come in. Just in terms of that first half, I thought we dominated that first half. Trossard flashed one quick past the post, Saliba from the header. The second one we discussed. Jokeres in the first 5 minutes, he had that chance. We just flashed it past the far post.
Yeah, didn't quite get enough bend on it, did it?
Yeah, they were just
that Trossard shot. It annoyed me. You know, the one where he kind of stood in front of 3 defenders and then shot.
Oh yeah.
You've got Eza and Jokeres to your right.
Yeah, wrong decision.
Just play to one of them. It doesn't matter if it's a back one and then he plays it to the front one, and at least they played it through the defenders, man. Come on.
Sparks, can I just clear up though very quickly to Hyper's question about my chair? It's from the set of Austin Powers. It's Mini-Me's chair. But I don't work in legal.
Yeah. I mean,
it's comfy though, real comfy.
Yeah. It's the fact that he's about 5 foot that makes him get lost in it. That's what it is.
Yes, it is true. It's a normal size chair.
Absolutely,
I'm just very small.
That is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, still won every header again last night.
I worry for the players you play against, to be honest.
I was terrible last night, though. To be fair,
if you're winning so many headers, I think somebody needs to give up football.
I mean, to be fair though, last night, this is genuinely true. I won a header. It bounced off the back of their player's head and looped over me and the keeper and in. And you're just like, come on, man. I just had. I had one of those nights where everything was just like, are you joking me right now?
Oh dear. So where are we now? Where are we now in title thoughts? Where do you think we are?
Well, we are still top of the table anyway. I mean, now it's a fight. Now it's a fight. Actually, it looked like 3-4 weeks ago. It looked like it was going to be like easy, but right now it's a battle. Now you have to do better than City. If we play first, we need to win. If City plays first and they win, we also have to win. So it's now.
Yeah, we only have to do the same. Whatever they do, we have to replicate.
Yes, exactly. So it's a fight. And honestly, I like it because of where we are in other competitions right now. Because if you treat the Premiership games as finals, that same mentality definitely will trickle, will cause like a ripple effect, and you treat the Champions League game like that, the FA Cup games like that, and the Carling Cup final. I mean, the Carabao. I keep calling the Carling Cup final. I don't know. I'm used to calling it the Carling Cup.
Yeah, I still call it the Milk Cup.
So we're not sponsored by either, so it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So they'll be able to, because every game right now, they know every game they cannot lose momentum. That's the thing. So every game right now, they treat it like a cup final. That's why I like it. I mean, we all would have loved to have been 5 points, 6 points clear right now, but it's 2 points. I mean, I always like to count the game in hand for the opposition. So for me, it's 2 points. So what the guys need to just do is maintain the same momentum and don't lose at the Etihad once that game comes up. That's all. That's just
do you think not losing is enough? Do you think we have to win it? What's your thoughts on that?
No, it depends on where we are when we get there. Because if it's still 2 points when we get there, then we know that the onus is on City to come and win, and they will want to win because they are home. So a draw there won't be a bad result. But
you think if it's 2 points, you don't think we should go and try and win it?
No, we're definitely going to have to try and win it. But what I'm saying is that times
draw's not the end of the real world.
Exactly.
No, all I'm saying is that obviously there are points where you settle for a draw, aren't there?
Exactly.
Obviously, you go out to win the game, and then you go. You might think at 70 minutes, well, it's not worth losing now, or if it's 2 points and that's your kind of limit, you think that you still need to get something, so you don't stop until 80 minutes or 85 minutes, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it depends on where the team is at on the day and what the manager is saying to them. Because I mean, I personally, I want us to go and win at the Etihad, if not for anything else, just to rub it in Bernardo Silva's face. That's it. That's for me. I like that. But then again, like you said, game management, it could be a case where we may be down 1-0, then we equalize maybe in the 60th, 70th minute. I'm like, okay, we've saved the points. Let's go. Or we can equalize and ride on the momentum, or we might be leading and say, okay, let's hold it. So it has to do with how the game goes on the day. But then again, that's like what, 5 games away. We have games in between that we need to worry about. Same as City.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm just seeing where your head's at rather than anything else. That's I'm not trying to get you to say we're 100% winning it or we're 100% not. It's just where your head's at.
Yeah, where my head is at, we are at the top of the table right now. I'm sure City will have loved to be the ones on top of the table right now, and whether we like it or not, winning the North London Derby at this time of the season is a boost to the players, boost to their morale, their mentality. It doesn't matter how bad.
For me, if we beat Chelsea at our place as well, I think that's a big message. I think that's
definitely.
Although it's at home, I just think even now, because City have still got to play Chelsea as well. I just think that's a big message. So I'll be a bit more confident once we get through the weekend and potentially have 3 points in the bag against Chelsea. And they've got a few players out, haven't they? So they've got Cucurella out, Fofana's out. Well, Cucurella's potentially out. Fofana's definitely out. And there's just somebody else.
Cole Palmer,
Esteban.
Cole Palmer won't play again because that's what he does. He avoids us.
He will. But I reckon he's just an Arsenal fan. You know.
Yeah, he's got some small print in his contract.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think you're right because of those two sort of draws, you know, against Brentford and Wolves. Obviously, it makes the league tighter. But I mean, my position remains the same. It's sort of a bit like Pinky in the Brain, sort of same thing I say every night. Pinky, we're going to try and take over the world. But you know, I do think this league is going to be tight. It's going to go a long way. I've kind of always felt that it was going to be, so nothing changed from that point of view, and I still think we will win the league. But I do think the Carabao Cup takes on an increasingly important role in this, and I felt that ever since both us and City made it to the final. I think that can be crucial. I always go back to Birmingham, but we've seen it in other occasions where teams win the Carabao Cup and it kind of makes a big bounce to their season. I think it could be crucial. But if, to T and your point, Sparks, here, you beat Chelsea on the back of beating Spurs, I think that has a similar galvanising effect to what City had last couple of weeks ago, which was beating Liverpool in the way they do.
Yeah. The other thing is when City play Chelsea, they'll be back in Champions League matches as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it's good timing to play them with a week's break. And I know that Tottenham played us with 10 to 12 day break or whatever.
And then they took another day off, seemingly.
Fuck's sake. But yeah.
So I've been messing my mate Luke all day.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is City have got that the Palace game as well, haven't they, to squeeze in?
And that could be crucial. They should, in theory, beat Palace, right? But when you've got the games coming thick and fast, and it's why it was so disappointing not to beat Wolves, because the scoreboard pressure of 7 points would have been huge. And I think that for me is the biggest disappointment out of that. But they still got to go and win that. And you'd expect them to. But we've seen this season, we've spoken about it before, Sparks, where, you know, the quality gap at the top to the bottom is being minimised by the way teams are playing. You know, and I actually in some ways think it's harder to be playing the likes of Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Leeds. Hopefully, you know, throwing them in there, you know, because they got City at the weekend, than it is almost to play the likes of Everton or you know, not Manchester United, they're on a good roll, but Manchester United and Villa and stuff, because of the you know, those teams tend to come out a little bit more, you know, and that actually really helps us. And we saw that again at the weekend. A side came out against us and we put them to the sword. You know, everyone's sort of saying, and there's some truth to it, that we look really sort of fluid with Ezra in the 10. But I also think game state is the case. We've seen us look more fluid in the Champions League because there's more space. You know, the league is more competitive, even if the quality isn't quite as good this year because of the way teams are playing.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, SJ?
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, 1 second. So if you hear in the background meltdown in the household,
I was going to say someone's awake.
Yeah.
So Posh Bertie says, "I want to win the Premier League right now."
I wonder who.
Yes, we know who you're referencing, mate. We know who you're referencing. I mean, we all do. We all want it wrapped up. We want it wrapped up weeks ago, months ago, whatever. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that.
Well, in other news, Bodo Glimt 1-0 up at Inter Milan.
Well, that's them out. That's them out. To be honest with you, I'm kind of leaning to. Oh, hello. Did SJ go?
He's had to drop off to look after the baby.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Yeah, I kind of want City to get Bodo so that they stay in the Champions League longer rather than get Real Madrid.
I mean, that could be a crucial factor, by the way, is how deep you go in the other competitions. But
yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, guys, if you are in the stream, please make sure you hit the like and sharing the live, subscribing if you're new. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. Khalid says here, do you think it matters much who plays first in the game week between us and City? We've seen it before. When they drop points, we end up dropping points too. Who wants to take that?
I think it has to do with the players. Okay, thanks. I think it has to do with the players, actually. The players' mentality. It really shouldn't matter because you know you have a job. It doesn't really have to matter what the opposing team is playing. You know you have to win the game. So whether City wins, loses, or draws, you know you have to win the game you're about to play. So I think it has to do with the players rather than whether or not it matters if one team plays before. And I understand these things have been happening over the years. You know, there's always the media narrative about it that, okay, you're up by 2 points, but then the chasing team plays first. They win, then they go up by 1. So in the back of your head, you already feel like you're the one now chasing. So it could affect you, you know, your composure, your mentality and everything. But I think it has to do with the players rather than the team actually playing first. So basically, it's up to the team. They have to step up. They know they have a job to do, regardless of whatever happens in the other game. That's just my opinion on the matter.
What are you saying, Dom?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sort of more of a media narrative than anything else, and more of a feeling into the fan base. But you feel the pressure if one side wins it more than the other. I wonder though if it can cause a more of an effect when one side plays first and drops points, but you relax a little bit too much, and that can have the other effect. But I think it is all about your preparation and worrying about you, and I think that will be the message Pep Guardiola is giving City, and I think it will be the message Mikel Arteta is giving Arsenal. Don't worry about that. That's for fans to do, pundits to do, not for you as players to do. Focus on you. It's got to be the message in both camps. But it does seem to, it has in the past, some of that nervousness from the fan base has seeped into dressing rooms. You know, players have spoken about that in the past. It tends to be the sides that are less experienced and haven't got the titles over the line. That said, while we haven't got titles over the line, I do feel this kind of feels a little bit different, the experience levels here in this side. You know, but we, you know, Gary Neville, you know, does talk a lot of crap, but sometimes he does sort of talk a lot of sense. And he always says trying to win your first one is the hardest one. And I think that is more of the factor here than it is whether City have played first and won or we're playing first and need to win.
Yeah, when you were referencing the League Cup and its springboard effects and whatnot, I think that only really matters to us. I don't think it really matters to City. Purely because they've won other stuff. And now, the only thing I basically go back on what I said from myself is that they haven't won anything for this will be the second year that they haven't won anything if they don't win anything. So it might be a bit more of a pressure cooker from that kind of point of view. But I don't think if they lose that final, I don't think it affects them in the league as such.
I don't think it affects them as much as it might affect us. I would agree with you.
I think from our point of view, if we don't win it, then that's got the potential to derail us more than it derails City. Purely because of the winning nature, the trophies to do what the
pressure
it could relieve and the reverse kind of pressure, if you like. So I do think that is actually different for both parties, basically because it's a different parts of their cycle, if you like.
Yeah, I agree. I was sort of making that point more from our point of view as well, rather than from a City
I got that.
I agree entirely. But I didn't say that. It was sort of inferred. So I think you were absolutely spot on to bring that out and bring that to life.
Yeah, and we would point out as well that although City have won 4 out of their last 5 and drawn 1 against Tottenham. Yeah.
Haven't been 2 up, by the way. Haven't been 2 up, by the way.
Having been 2 up, I mean, they were. It was men against boys in that first half as well. By the way, it was absolute. Well, it was a travesty, but there we go. But yeah, to come back to 2-2, that was just that reminded me of us not so long ago. To be fair, it was probably about five years ago. Do you know what I mean? In fact, even 2 years ago,
Wednesday as well. But
yeah, no, I mean, but I think Villa, Villa when we were 2-0 up. West Ham, did we do a 2-0?
Was it Southampton?
Southampton, I thought it was. Yeah, but it could have been West Ham as well.
No, West Ham. Yes, West Ham. Southampton were up. West Ham.
Southampton were winning.
Saka missed the penalty in that game against West Ham.
Yeah.
At the Olympic Stadium, we were up by 2. Saka missed the penalty, and
exactly. Yeah, but I just want to point out that Leeds have drawn 3 out of their last 5 games. 1 against Everton, 1 against Chelsea, and 1 against Villa.
I'm quite happy for him to get another draw at the weekend.
All away though. That's the only downside. But there we go. But yeah, hopefully that's something to hang on to. But where are we going? So who do you want in the Champions League draw?
Who can we get? I was just trying to look this up.
So we can only draw the 2, essentially 2 German teams now. We got
Leverkusen and Dortmund. By looks of it,
Leverkusen or Dortmund or
Atalanta.
A push at Atalanta, but they need to score 2 goals to get equalise and 3 to win. So who do you want out of that, or do you not really care?
I'd like Dortmund. I don't think they're a strong team. I think they're like a.
I don't think any of them are strong, are they?
Really? I don't think they're part of least resistance. Dortmund.
Yeah.
I'd take them. Obviously, we just want to get through to the next round as quick as possible, as easy as possible, and I think Dortmund is that path that would allow us to possibly wrap it up in the first leg, even away.
You think they're the easiest out of the 3?
Atlanta have lost. What's his name? He's gone to
Lookman.
Yeah, Lookman. So they've weakened a little bit. But I think we went there a couple seasons back to Atlanta, 1-0, 1-0. No, we drew 0-0. I think we saved the penalty. Raya did.
Yeah.
So I
did play well that night.
Yeah. I think Dortmund might be the most hostile, but I think it's probably the easier of the 3 to get through. But like I said,
I want a team that won't play low block. That's what I want.
I think in the Champions League we'll find that most teams won't play a low block because I think it's a prideful thing, as opposed to like in the Premier League they're just trying to survive and stay up essentially.
I don't think they can though, can they? Because we have the advantage of playing the last game at home.
Yeah.
So they have to try and win.
So they have to try and make home advantage count.
Because there's no more
away goals. Come out anyway, no matter what.
Yeah.
Do they not?
I don't think we'll see kamikaze football from anyone because it is a 2-legged thing. But
but I mean, I'm talking about.
But I agree with you that you can't just shut up shop for 90 minutes.
I think it's probably like it's literally down to a country. I think if Dortmund play Bayern Munich in the Champions League, I think they'll play a low block because they see Dortmund, they see Munich week in week out. I think just a Premier League team coming over, it's like we're betting, and it's not. I won't say it's an ego thing, but I think they can play get the better of us. I think that's why I like even like the likes of like Bodo Glimt. These teams have a go, you know. Kairat had a go against us, albeit not a great go, but They tried.
Yeah, all my point is that I think that because their home game is first,
yeah,
that they've kind of got to go for it,
make it, yeah,
make an effort, and try and take a lead,
yeah.
to Emirates, because essentially, if they're 0-0 or whatever when they come to Emirates, surely they'd consider themselves as underdogs.
I think it's a massive bonus this season, to be honest. I think no matter even if we're 1-0 down or 1 goal down after the first leg against any team's competition this season, I think we can turn around the Emirates. I really do think we can. So I think it's gonna be massive for us this season. I can see us getting to the final just based on playing the second league at home throughout to the final.
I think it's a huge advantage. I would agree with you. I mean, in terms of Sparks' question about who I'd like Olympiacos to come and turn it around in Leverkusen. That's what I really like. But I mean, that's not going to happen. But from a narrative, I mean, I don't fear any of the 3 potential teams. But from a narrative perspective, it'd be lovely for Leverkusen, wouldn't it, for the likes of Hincapié and what have you. But I don't really care which one of them we get, and you'd like to think that we can beat all of those teams and progress to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of the same. I don't really mind who I play, but I think I'd probably go with Dortmund. We've kind of done it before, and although albeit a while ago. But yeah, they're not fantastic, are they? No. I mean, they can do damage on their day like any Champions League team, but I definitely fancy our chances over 2 legs.
I think the bottom line is we are sure not to lose by a large margin in the first game, and we are confident enough in our team to do the job at the Emirates in the second leg. I think that's with any of those 3 teams, I'm sure we are going to be able to beat them at the Emirates. That's what I just feel. So I think it's good. I mean, football is football. Anything can happen. That's football. Yeah, we know. But if you look at it realistically, we shouldn't have any problems with any of those 3 teams. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Where do you actually see us getting? You think the final, SJ?
Yeah, I think given we play our second leg at home throughout to the end, I think we get to the final. I do.
Do you think that's final and winning it, or final and losing it?
I mean, yeah, I'm good. If we get there, it depends who we're playing. We have to win. If we get there, I'm gonna say we're gonna win. If we're there, I'll say we're gonna win it.
Okay. I'm booking the flights on the end of the show on the back of this. So it's your fault.
You got to put little caveats in there for injuries and suspensions. It all just happens, But
did you hear actually that we can't get any more accrual yellow card accrual suspensions now?
Really?
Yeah.
What, to the final?
No. As in the league.
Oh, okay, sure.
So we can't have anybody suspended through accrual because it goes up to 10 now, doesn't it?
Oh, and therefore there aren't. We haven't. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. Well,
okay. So we can't get any suspensions from accrual yellow cards.
So we can take the yellow then.
I think that the last one that could have happened with was Marino. Where do you think we'll get to?
In looking at our form in Europe this season, some very, very tough opponents. We played Inter Milan. We have to take each tie as they come, one after the other. But if you look at it realistically, as this year we got to the semi-finals. The year before, we were not clear with this team this season is better than last season's team. And not much of the teams in Europe are that better than us. I fancy this team to get all the way to the finals. A lot of fans and even rival fans know that it's possible for this team to get to the finals. And the reason why, 2 reasons why, our defense. Our defense is very good. And when it comes to playing in Europe, because a lot of teams will not be sitting back, our attack is going to be doing a lot more pressure on the other team. So our defense is solid. That will actually help us in a lot of games that may be difficult. And then the attack seems to be coming together right now at the right time. So, barring any kind of injury, like I've always been saying, I fancy us actually getting the finals again this year after like what 20 years. And the thing is, if we get to the finals, we have to win it. That's what I just believe. We have to win it. Every team that gets there on the second try wins it. City got there on the second try, they won it. Chelsea got there on the second try, they won it. So if we get there again, we have to win it. And there's no best time like the present, because when was the last time we had a team this good, this compact? It's been a long, long time. I think this is our best team since our last title winning season. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this set right now is the best we've been since the Invincibles. That's what I believe. Who's on mute? I can't. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely the best team since the Invincibles. Because obviously at that kind of point we started depleting players, didn't we? For one reason.
Stopped investing, didn't we?
So we kind of should stop showing any kind of ambition. So but when everybody kind of puts that in our faces, they don't really take that into account. So but this kind of leads on to the question that I had for you, because I was watching a stream earlier on, and I can't make out if the guy is just trolling or if he's saying that to set somebody up, or if he's or what. But this guy says that we have the best squad in Europe.
They've been saying that all season anyway.
This is an Arsenal fan. This is an Arsenal fan. I will caveat this. An Arsenal fan that basically said that if we don't win if he doesn't win anything, he won't watch a single game next year.
Was it Igor Tudor?
No, Igor Tudor's watching every game.
Oh, dear me.
Thomas Frank. I think I thought we do. I think we've got a very good squad. I mean, our squad matches against most in Europe. We've got Barcelona, PSG. Would you call PSG a squad? I mean, in the attacking areas possibly, but I don't think in the midfield and defence they have the replacements that we possibly could bring in. Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich definitely squad. Definitely a very good squad. Even in our own league, Man City. Well, I mean, we're in the top 5. We're in the top 10. We're in the top 5, I'd say.
I would certainly say we're one of the best in Europe. I don't think it's the best in Europe.
No, we're not clear. We're not clear and cut the best. I wouldn't say it's not clear cut. We're the best.
No, and I would say even Man City, I think, have now that they've replaced everybody again.
Yeah,
that they're right up there. So you've got Man City, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich.
You've got the usual suspects, haven't you?
I'm not sure Barca is Barca in there?
Not quite yet for me.
The starting 11, maybe the starting 15, maybe. I mean, maybe the starters are better, so that probably accounts for it. So probably them and us. So
I think the way I'd look at it, Sparks, would be
5 or 6.
I think we've got one of the, if not the top overall squad, if you go from 1 to 22. But I don't think we have the best 11, and therefore that brings a lot of other people into it. And when you're looking at the Champions League, you're likely to be seeing the best 11 out on the field, which I think levels it somewhat. But I think if you were to put out your second best 11 for all sides across Europe, I think I'm struggling. And admittedly, look, I don't watch a lot of other European leagues, so therefore I could be doing a disservice to someone somewhere. I'm struggling to think of a side that can match our second 11, if you like. And I know you, like me, don't look at it as a first 11, second 11. It's a squad game, but you know what I'm trying to say here.
I do, but I'm not sure how much credence I put into the second 11, if you like, purely on the basis that I don't think you can rotate the whole 11
exactly,
and then go, well, in our league, if you're doing that in Spain, right, and you're playing against I don't know, just a
Minorca,
lower side. Yeah, Minorca or something. If you're playing against them, you can flip your full 11.
Yeah.
Right. If you're Barca, right.
But you can't do that.
You can't do that in the Premier League.
No.
And that's why I take credence out of it. But I definitely don't think we have. I definitely don't think we have hands down the best squad in Europe. I think it's one of the best squads to compete in all competitions in Europe that can compete in the Premier League. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's essentially what I'm saying. In terms of the depth of squad, I don't think any side can match us, but that 11 is certainly not the best for me, and therefore it puts us, as you guys have said, in the top 5 squads, maybe 6 squads in Europe. And that
Real Madrid's depth-wise surely has got to be better, hasn't it?
I'm not convinced it is, because you just don't see it often. I think certainly in attack it is, but
I think they're front heavy. Madrid is very, very front heavy. They can rotate.
Yeah, but they have a lot of utility players as well that play in the midfield that can play at the back as well.
Yeah, Camavinga's played a lot in centre half, for instance.
Yeah, Valverde played at right back and stuff. So,
well, just looking at, do you think us being in 4 competitions is going to be a blessing or a curse? Because I'm looking at after international break, we got the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, then the first leg of the quarterfinal Champions League, then Bournemouth at home, second leg quarterfinal Champions League, Man City away, then Newcastle, FA Cup semi-final, Champions League semi-final, Fulham, semi-final second leg, West Ham, FA Cup final, then Burnley, then Palace. Yeah, it's just
basically, if we keep going all the way, we don't have another week off until the end of the season, do we? And this is our first week off since the 15th of December, so 10 weeks. So I think you could go. It's a blessing from the momentum perspective. But equally, I do think, ironically, we'd probably benefit from dropping out of one competition. But that said, we've the FA Cup, we've basically fully rotated. It has essentially been an off weekend for most of the players,
and we do the same again.
And we'll do the same again against Mansfield.
Mansfield. So that's not going to be a thing. I do think that I think it's going to be a bit of a curse if we get a bigger side.
Yeah.
Where we have to, commit a full side to it.
Well, I think the quarterfinals
that's going to happen eventually.
And the Champions League, you'll be down to the creme de la creme of those competitions. So it will be tough games from there on in. Going forward.
Unless there's an upset.
But then you take it from a theory from the other thing, and you basically try and get the job done in the first leg, maybe rotate something for the second leg, being at home and whatever as well, and maybe work it like. I mean, that's how he's worked it all year, isn't it? I suppose so. It's basically how we got to where we are in the League Cup.
Still don't getting railroad.
Yeah,
getting the business.
I still don't get why we got there's 2 legs in the semi-final. I think that should be scrapped. I think it
in
should
the
be
Carabao Cup.
In the Carabao Cup, I think it should just be one neutral ground.
I agree with you on that. It just takes off some one extra game for sides.
You're adding all these extra games. Just take it off. You don't need it. You don't need it home and away. Just do it over one tie. The FA Cup doesn't have 2 legs, does it, for a semi-final?
Nope.
I mean, one of the best things they did in the FA Cup was scrap replays.
I mean, not for the lower league sides, but from our point of view, 100%. If you're a non-league side and you get, say, I don't know, Brentford, Brighton, and you get a draw at home and you go back, that's a heck of a lot of money for them, which can be, so significant to them. But
I'm not bothered about the Brentfords and stuff because they're whatever. But I do think that when you get to like the Macclesfields and stuff like that, I think that they, given that there's no replays now, I think that they should be given the option of whether they want to play it at their ground or they want to play it at our ground.
I agree, actually,
because then they get 50% of the gate receipts, and it can basically make their season.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree full-heartedly.
So they can choose themselves whether it's, obviously a team like Wrexham, for example, would just have it at home because they've got money and they're fine to
they
do
used
whatever.
to be able to do that, didn't they?
They used to. It was only about 10 years
Diamonds, was it reversed to Newcastle many years ago?
But I think that had a caveat
they
to
had
it.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pitch had been dug up or something.
Yeah, there was a reason behind it, but they used to be allowed to as well. They elected to do it because they basically said our pitch isn't good enough, or safety concerns over it. But actually, I think they had the optionality to do it anyway. But they had to make a case as to why it was needed. But
yeah, I think but I think that it should automatically be an option. So that basically the clubs can basically get together and go, yeah, we don't mind if it's in our place because obviously we make more money. We don't mind if it's in your place or whatever.
Yeah, basically both clubs have to agree.
Yeah, but you choose, and you can choose to have home advantage or have some money in bank. Because often when that happens, anyway, the Premier League team will give them their share of the tickets in one shape or form anyway. But if it's at the Emirates, for example, the 60,000 people, they're going to get a damn sight more money.
True.
Than at Macclesfield when they got I think it's like 9,000, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's very true.
But there we go. Yes. So what are your thoughts on the Chelsea game?
Must win again. We have to I mean, after the Brentford game, I drew a line and said, okay, next group of games we need to, kick on and win.
We just win them all. Just win them all.
Yeah, the Wolves game came again, so I got my rubber, rubbed out that line, drew a new line. And,
you should have just run it in permanent and then it stayed.
The line has been drawn underneath the Wolves game, and I think what's our fourth time playing Chelsea this season? I don't fear Chelsea. I think they're a good team. I think they can be. I think they've got players there to probably go to another level. But I don't fear them. Really, to be honest, to come in the Emirates and trouble us. I'm not sure if their players are all going to be available. I mean, someone always seems to be missing a Reece James.
No, Cucurella's out. Yeah. James might be out actually.
Yeah, it seems
the other one, but Fofana's definitely out because he's got a red card.
I mean, look, they're fighting for top 4, top 5. So they're going to be on it as well. They got their own things they're looking forward to try and get in that this season, because I think one of obviously Liverpool, Chelsea, or Man United are going to miss out, which could have big implications going forward. Hopefully, I mean, who would you want to miss out? Actually,
it'd be funny for Liverpool to miss out, wouldn't
it? Yeah. That would probably be the funniest. Yeah.
That will really, really kill them. Financially. Because they spent so much this year.
Yeah.
And they're going to apparently going to again, but if they're not in Champions League, then. But I heard their fans basically saying, no, they were worried about playing Nottingham Forest, but they're going to win the Champions League. I'm like, am I hearing this right or what? What's the deal here? You're worried about playing Nottingham Forest, who are virtually in the relegation zone in the Premier League, and you think you're going to win the Champions League? What?
Yeah. I mean,
it is possible, I guess.
It's possible. I think it's Sod's Law. They're probably going freaking win Champions League.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible. Yeah. I'm just saying it's.
I mean, we have sports fans that think that they may get relegated, but they can still win the Champions League.
Oh man, I've heard that today as well. Absolutely crazy.
It's beggars belief, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy, man.
Well, what's your thoughts on the Chelsea game, Dom?
I mean, same as you, mate. I think, you've got to win this game. I don't necessarily fear them. I think it's really important that there's a real sort of togetherness about the team. Everyone's sort of on the same page here and going for it collectively, and we play without fear. because I think, there was an element of that against Wolves. Sort of, I don't know what it was really, but I think we can beat Chelsea. I think we saw in the League Cup semi-final, but over both legs when Chelsea come out, the gaps are there and we can exploit them and take them on. And I think they kind of have to win this game as much as we do for that Champions League space, and that will allow the space for us to operate in, and we'll get the goals. So I'm fairly confident. I think I said 2-1 as my score prediction, but I'm not shocked if that's 3.
Mm.
Yeah, you're saying the same, T?
Well, I've never been worried about Chelsea when it comes to playing them at the Emirates, because we always win at the Emirates. So, I mean, it's a derby. They are trying to cement their place in the top 4, top 5, whichever one it's going to be this season. But I still think we're going to win. And funny enough, I think it's going to be like a 2-0 or a 3-1 sort of scoreline, just like the Tottenham game. So, yeah, I'm not really too bothered about Chelsea in the total sense, like Arsenal, Chelsea at the Emirates. So, I think we have too much for Chelsea right now at this moment, and with the players. I mean, Fofana is key for them in that defense, and for him to be missing that game is really going to be a problem for them in the defense. And Cucurella not playing, we are probably going to be way too much for them, seeing that the game is going to be played at the Emirates. I don't see Chelsea getting any points in that game, honestly.
Yeah, me either.
I'll tell you what, though, sorry, just before you do, I do think, T is talking about the potential 2-0. I would love to see a clean sheet. I think that would be really important for us, given this way we've conceded in the last few games. Right now, if you said 3-1 or 1-0, I'd almost take the 1-0, even though the 2 goals differences obviously could be huge because goal difference could come down to it. But I think a clean sheet would be huge for us if we got one.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I think we're due one, actually.
Oh?
I think we're due a clean sheet. It's been a while a clean sheet.
Yeah. Khalid said, I'm not worried about Chelsea. I'm worried about us. I can't rest after the 2-0. I've got PTSD from Wolves. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we all feel that, I think, as well. So, but yeah.
What's your score prediction for Chelsea, Sparks?
Um,
2-1. Yeah.
No, I just think that sometimes they just got a bit too much on the break. So,
just as long as Liam Delap doesn't score, I'll be all right.
Oh, that guy's crap, man.
People were saying we should have signed him last summer, and we didn't. I was like, absolutely not for me. Yeah, I'm with you.
Absolutely not.
No, I agree.
On your Nelly. I mean, the thing that people basically turn around and go, "Oh yeah, we bought him for 30 million quid. We'll sell him for 45 in the summer." How is he making money? With scoring got 1 goal.
Well, Strasbourg was going for him. Don't you worry. Strasbourg.
Who's buying that? At 40 million, nah.
Yeah, to be fair, Chelsea and Liverpool are good at. I mean, they can sell ice to Eskimo. You know what I mean?
They could. To be fair.
Nah. Come on. I mean, Jackson comes back in the summer. Don't forget.
Yeah,
that's true.
True. They get Jackson back because I think
they're good done with him this season. I think he's not the best, but he's a different animal. He's a different style of play to João Pedro. And like I said, Liam Delap's just ugly. He's just an ugly footballer. Everything he does is ugly.
Delap should be on a construction site, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's a rugby player. That's all he is. He's not a footballer. He's a rugby player.
He plays in steel toe cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What you accuse Gyökeres of doing?
Is a popular Delap, right?
Huh?
His dad is a popular Delap that played for Stoke City.
Rory Delap.
Rory Delap.
Oh, man, I remember all that.
Yeah, flatline throw-ins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the days where teams conceded corners rather than throw-ins against them.
Yeah, well, we invented set pieces, but Stoke never existed. Yeah. Yes. the less said about that, the better, I guess, according to everybody else. Yes. Right, I think we covered everything. Dom, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, as always.
Charles, for turning up tea and almost on time as well.
It's becoming the running joke now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining us, SJ.
Thanks for having me, as always. Cheers.
I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat, everybody that joined up on the show, everybody that's been in the comments. Please make sure you're liking and subscribing. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Good night.